Welcome back to episode 311 of the Stag Roar podcast. This episode I'm joined by Callum Sheridan. You might remember Callum from episode 171. Back then he was the president of the Auckland NZDA and had just been elected to the New Zealand Deerstalkers Association National Executive. Now Callum is the vice president of the NZDA New Zealand, and we caught up at the Seeker show, which was an awesome event. Callum had just come off judging the roaring competition, which if you've been following the socials, Ryan O'Connor NZ, you would have seen a little reel of the credentials that it takes to be the roaring judge on behalf of the NZDA. It was quite crack up. Of course, if you're out there, there's still time to enter the goat hunting competition. Something like $50,000 worth of prizes up for grabs in combination with the NZDA and DOC. So yeah, if you're seeing those goats, make sure you collect a tail and the odd back leg and back stake for the pot as well. Wouldn't go too far. Myself was out on the weekend in the Mighty Ruahine Ranges with Ryan Nicholson, who we've had on the podcast a few times. We both managed to successfully take some meat home, which meant a very heavy pack and sore shoulders and body and everything else this morning. But great day out there in the backcountry, out in the tussock. Got a little bit sunburnt. I've just finished up cleaning away the Ruahine bush garnish. Of course, spring venison comes with molting hides, so you had to clean those off and let that meat chill for a few days longer before enjoying the fruits of the labour. That is the absolute massive bonus of going out on a hunt. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this nice wee chat we had with Callum at the Seeker show. Hope you enjoy. Make sure you share it out with friends. You're following and subscribed to the podcast, catching up on those big game records as well. Cheers. You just judged the roaring competition.
I did judge the roaring competition. Great entries.
Yeah. How did you become an expert in roaring?
Somebody pulled out and I got pulled in. So there we are. It was a bit of fun and good that all the young kids were getting involved in it and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
I was just mentioning that I can't get high enough for a Seeker.
Yeah. Oh, that's hard for a male. That's gone through puberty. Yeah. Some of the kids though, it's bloody good. You almost want to carry them in your backpack for going away on the walk.
As I said, I'm training my daughter to. She's got the pitch. Now it's about getting the control right.
Yeah.
Because I'm useless at hunting Seeker, as I've clearly shown multiple times on social media. But Yeah.
Oh, they're a hard beast to hunt. But
yeah. Nothing like your rooster friend.
Oh yeah, he's there. He's still alive.
Yeah. So you think that this antler that we've got over here? You think that's him?
Yeah, from a couple of years ago probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's I've been so close. Like I said, I walked in on the game camera.
Yeah.
And he was in the wallow 5 minutes before it. So, it's just one of those things, that you just keep going back for. I've done about 40 days this year down there. So,
what got you started on them?
Oh, they're just hard, I think, and I like a challenge.
You like being cold and sitting still?
Yeah. Oh no, not really. But they've got to be the hardest species to hunt, I think, in New Zealand. And you spend a lot of time being cold and sitting still. But it'll pay off one day. It'll happen.
So, what would be the downside of stalking? It's just too steep and they'll run away.
Too steep, they run away. I mean, you can get around some of that steep country pretty quietly, I think. But and there's a few little benches and flat bits, but you've just got to get the wind right. A lot of the time, you've got that. You've got the wind rushing up the hill and it swirls around and comes straight back down on you, so you're battling the wind a lot. That's probably a big struggle in that sort of country because it's so steep. It sort of rushes up and rushes down. And it's like you're not sort of on an even landscape where it's one way or the other. Hills create issues with wind all the time when you're hunting, and when it's steep like that, it just is a bit more. Yeah.
So, how did you get started with your perch? Did you sort of find a ridge line that was comfortable to work through, and then you've sort of found a spot that you could see over some faces with, or how did it all begin? How did you get started in this pursuit?
I actually just went down there taking a party hunt for the club, for the NZDA Auckland branch, and I'll try out a thing down there, and got put onto it by one of the other members. So I talked to the farmer, and we used to just go and camp up the back of the guy's place, and that's the access to Te Uruwera.
Yeah.
We would head around and look for various spots, and I look at my GPS now, and it's just covered in flags. Like, you can't see the topo lines for the flags, when you zoom out a little bit. So you've been up most of those ridges along the foothills there. Sort of still spreading out and going a bit further north and a bit further south, having a look at various Aussies. But there's a lot of good lookouts there. You just got to spend the time. You just got to walk the ridge. And a lot of those ridges, it's the best part of a day to get up the ridge and around the top and down the next one. If you're having a look around anyway.
Oh wow.
It's 800 metres elevation, that sort of stuff.
Because you've got one now?
What's that?
Is it a good rooster?
I haven't got a good one.
No.
I've got a couple of stags, so 10 years, 3 stags. They've gone on the national competition, but that doesn't mean too much. They've won, but they've been the only one each year. So maybe that says they're really hard and no one can get them, or maybe it says they just don't bother to enter them.
So if you got this guy, would you then start looking at New Caledonia or move on to the next New Zealand species?
Probably New Zealand species over the next New Zealand species. New Caledonia is on the bucket list, but that's something that you probably...
And you're a keen fisherman too, so you could do 2 things while you're there.
There's lots of things to do. So there's always so many things to do, and there'll be lots of extra baggage going on. Eh? The sort of in New Zealand, like you said, it'd be the Seeker or the Wapiti. I mean, I've shot a decent Seeker a couple of roars ago, and that was good. I wrote about that in the Hunting and Wildlife mag. My mate got a really good one as well, that same trip. So
you might need to get one down the bottom.
It's just the rooster are just hard, and I don't think you ever lose the drive to be chasing them. I just will always be in there having a look.
And have you got a recipe for them?
So
they'll be eating the sambar, right?
You need to look at the thing in
theory.
I haven't. One of the only species I haven't shot is a sambar, but
right.
I haven't really chased them from driving past them all the time to go and chase rooster. But, so one of the tricks is hang them with the skin on. 10 days, and then butcher them up.
Let that muscle really chill out.
10 days. It really breaks down. If you can't hang the whole thing, I usually just bone them out, put them in the fridge, make sure the meat's dry. It might need to drain the juices every few days. Let it sit in that bag for you another 10 days in the fridge. I've actually forgot about one recently, and it was in there for about 24 days.
Wet aged.
And I was going, oh no, it's going to just be horrid, and I pulled it out. And it was, I think, lucky because I dried it. I remembered up until about 10 days, and I just forgot about it, got busy, and it's still in the fridge. Pulled it out expecting it just to be horrible, but it came out really good. So it gave it a bit of a trim up, cut the green bits off, and the rest of it tastes pretty good.
Staking or
staking it? So mainly all the offcuts that I'll get off an animal, I'll just put them in one bag for salamis and sausages, and they just gets frozen down until I've got 30 kilos or something, and that goes off to the butcher.
Just 30 kilos, how about that? That's good.
Just bits of trim and neck and stuff, and then when with the back legs, basically all those muscles you can turn into some sort of a steak.
Marvellous.
I'm no butcher, but I know it tastes good.
Yeah, that's right. So conference this year, you're down South Island?
We were in Ashburton. That was really good conference. Really positive. It's just every year that the NZDA has those events, it's just getting more positive. There's good stuff going on. Lots of new members, new people coming through the branches too and stepping up. Our national board, we've just taken on 3 new board members with some really good skills. So
you're already on the exec.
So I'm currently the national vice president.
On the cords. Gee whiz. Go the ABs, he's looking sad.
He is a bit. I think the whole show was looking a bit sad. For about 30 minutes you could hear a pin drop in here this morning.
And then there was that moment of hope, and oh god, Barnsley.
I think we're playing 16 men, but anyway.
14 versus 16.
Depends what you're counting. There's people on and off all the time with yellow and red cards. What a shambles. The first ever red card in
World Cup final. Also first try against South Africa in a World Cup final. Lots of firsts. first team to win 4 World Cups.
Yep.
Tell me about it. Right. What was the top twins like for your?
So we're Dame. Sorry.
She's over there in the far corner, isn't she?
She was at the SCI dinner last night as well. Safari Club International. Yeah. She was really good. Entertainment at the dinner, national conference dinner.
Yeah.
Everyone coming up to get their little glass plates, as she said. Entertaining and the jokes about taking pictures of frogs and whatnot. And all that.
Right.
You guys really hate these. What are all these frog pictures?
Wildlife interest.
Yeah. So obviously all the NZDA comps, you've got the horn and tusk, which is like the hunters going hunting in there. But there'll be a nice picture of a butterfly and stuff.
Well, that's a bit of me. I need to get one of these rigs and start taking better photos of fungi. And I saw a lion's mane in the Kaimana the other week.
Oh yeah. I actually just got a camera.
Yeah.
I've been making a good effort at it.
Yeah.
I've got some pretty cool stuff. It's just amazing. Like in the Rooster country down there at Galatier, there was a couple of Harries that every time I got there, no matter how quiet I was, and I just sit quietly back from the lookout and just wait, and they would just start. They just knew I was there, no matter how quiet I got up there. But I ended up taking like photos of them and mucking around for like 2 hours, like taking photos of ducks in a tree. With all the mist behind it, it was pretty cool. And I got up a bit higher too and found a breeding pair of New Zealand falcons. Yes. And I actually got a picture of them mating.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So I was like, oh, that's a breeding pair, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how do you know they're a breeding pair? There's just 2 birds flying around, and one of them then caught like a small bird, like a swallow or something, so tearing it to shreds and had a big feed, and then they got it on.
Made more karate. There we go.
Probably why I'm not seeing any rooster. I'm just like looking at all the other wildlife. Pretty bird over there.
Yeah. So we're sort of surrounded by the advocates, in particular, Game Animal Council over there. You mentioned the SCI dinner last night. What was that all like being in one room?
So Safari Club International have hosted dinner for the last couple of years here at Seeker Show.
Yeah.
It's good, like everyone being in the same room and having that good vibe going on. The same last year at the show, we had the now Prime Minister come and talk to us. Well, he's almost the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Come and talk to us and ask some questions, and it sounded like he listened to us. And they've obviously come up with the Hunting and Fishing Minister since, which is really positive for the whole thing.
Yeah. So it's fishing game here.
Fishing games here somewhere.
Oh, that's something as well.
They're down that way. Basically this rows all the NGOs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've also got myself this year into the Game Animal Council. So I've had my first meeting a few months ago. So we've got our next one in Christchurch coming up soon. So it keeps us busy. It's good to have sort of your finger on the pulse across the.
Absolutely. I saw Seeker Foundation's memo for the year. What's that called? Annual report?
Yeah, annual report.
They're missing an NZDA rep. Do you know much about that one?
There isn't. I think it might be one of our North Island reps at the moment.
Yeah.
But they do need a NZDA rep. If it's not in their plan, they need one.
Yeah, well, there was a vacant position in the report, but that might have changed. Yeah.
It's probably maybe a bit poor communication on our part, but there's somebody there, and they know people to call. Like we're in good contact with all those guys, like Wapiti Foundation, Seeker Foundation. Like we've got good relationships with them. We chat to them quite a lot.
Yeah.
We're currently going to be doing some trap boxes. We've done some trap boxes. The Auckland branch actually did some trap boxes.
Blood Origin one there.
Yeah, that's one of the Seeker Foundation ones. So I'm going to take that back up to Auckland, and there's a guy up there, Sam, who's been. He built the boxes for the Wapiti Foundation. Got a few members around. They smacked out 100 boxes in a day.
Is that with the steel plate on the front or the same?
No, they're a slightly different model. The Fjord and the Wapiti guys, they've got it's about 900 long.
Yeah.
It takes 2 Doc 200s. So we've made the boxes up now. It's a fundraising effort to get the traps, the 2 Doc 200s in them. So the cheap bit's making the wooden box, and then add the traps to them, which are $130 or something each. And then these we're going to do the same for this Seeker Foundation one. So there's some really keen volunteers there that are getting into it, and then they've got to be walked in, and people got to do that.
Well, Seeker Foundation presented to us in Taupo last year, and they had some photos of Te Hara College, who I think might do the Hinimai where I walked the last couple of times.
Yep.
And sure enough, there's photos of the boys leading the way, and then photos of the boys absolutely exhausted and the girls walking the furthest. So
Yeah, you think, those trips, it's just a box, you put a few on your back, but once you get to 3, that's it. Like, in 3 boxes spaced, I don't know, a couple of 100 metres each. You're not backwards and forwards. You're doing some serious K's with a bit of weight on your back, over the day. So there's that going on. Other NZDA stuff, like there's Seeker Foundation / NZDA, that they're doing this collaring project.
Yeah.
A lot of people have heard of. So they've currently applied to our research fund.
Nice.
The NZDA research fund for these collars. So they've got the proposal in front of the board at the moment. We yet to have the meeting, but it's part of being in this environment. Part of the collaborative approach, we really want to make that work for them. So,
and is
I'm sure that's going to be
Lankedros going to get into that, or any of the unis going to get into that?
I'm not entirely sure. So they've given us a brief, and basically it's going to follow 10 plus stags for up to 3 years. Yeah. So juvenile stag right through, see where he moves, see what they all do, and then I think after 3 years the battery dies and the collar drops off. Then they go and find it.
Download the data, can't wait.
The data. Well, they're able to track it, so you're going to see John the Stags over there and just moved there, but I think it's going to be 12 hours behind, so we'll see it.
Hey, don't do that.
We'll keep it away from you for the secret.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that. I want to see John the Stag live his 3 years at least. He should be a good size by 3 years. Yeah.
Oh, they'll be getting up there, they might be getting a bit of length on them.
Yeah.
But it's you want to get that data, see what they're doing. It's just going to help everything. The more information you've got about what goes on, the better we can manage herds.
Yeah. Speaking of length, were you doing any scoring, or you've just been here?
I really wanted to get up there and do something. I had the stage like yesterday talking about the goat competition, why to join the NZDA, all that sort of stuff. And then by the time I'd done it, the measures were pretty efficient, and then you step off stage and take about 3 steps and talk to somebody else.
Yes.
By the time you get up there, it was all over. So I got a sideways look and told to turn around, which is all good. But no, that's
you're a scorer, aren't you?
I've just recently done the level 1, so I've always been very interested in it, and obviously I do a fair bit with the NZDA, and have just struggled to get time to do the course.
Yeah.
I managed to do it not long ago, did the level 1, and read all the papers and bits and pieces. I'm quite into those books that you've been doing the record series on, and all that, so read through a few of them, and so got my level 1, and we formed a Douglas Score subcommittee within the NZDA, so that's just been approved by the board. We're going to now move into just getting things moving, a few initiatives like just some training programs, so we would like a nationwide calendar yearly for where all these training programs are happening, because a lot of the training programs happen and nobody knows they've happened.
Yeah, Vern was holding one a few months back, and again it was just like one of those weekends that can't get along to that.
Yeah, that's it. So if you can have a calendar for the year, everyone goes, I can let the family know that I'm going to be away that weekend with 6 months in advance and get there and actually make it, rather than we're doing it next week, and everyone's like, well, there's absolutely no chance. If you're middle-aged and working, you're usually pretty busy,
Got the kids as well.
Yeah.
So you goat hunt, 26th of November. You were just saying before you're aiming for 5,000. Is that right?
I just sort of had a personal goal in my head at the very start. 5,000 would be a nice number over the course of the competition. It's run from 1st of August to the 26th of November. So that's about 5 weeks left from now.
And who we got? We've got Doc, NZDA.
Yeah, so Doc and NZDA is a collaboration supported by Federated Farmers. So really impressed with how that collab's gone. Doc have really stepped it up and helped us out. The girls that are out there at the front, Megan and Sophie, women that are out there at the front today, doing a great job at taking the tails and heads and talking to people about the goat competition, handing out flyers, really putting the effort in. They've made the collaboration really work. I've been the NZDA lead on it, meeting sort of at least weekly to start with, and then while the competition's been running, it's petered off, and it's been every 2-3 weeks, and it's just taken off, and it sounds like we're going to do it again, so that'll be really, really positive. Let people know it's happening again, so they can again build up and from the 1st of August next year to the 26th of November, or around that time, we'll be hopefully doing it again. But it's just show that hunter-led management works. If we've got access, we can control numbers. It doesn't create a boom and bust situation where you go in and like smash a whole lot of ungulates, whatever they may be, and then 5 years later wonder why they're all back again. You want to just continue that.
Keep it on every year.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty exciting. And meetings and stuff like that, like you guys in Auckland, got a pretty good set up there and get people along. I know Waikato made the most of this and got Royce phone in on Thursday night. I was talking to someone from Cambridge that went along to that just for the chance to hear him talk.
Yeah. They went and did a talk there. He's come up to Auckland as well and did a wee chat a while ago. And, it's just those guys are just doing such a great job. Both Roy at the Whoppy Foundation and Cam at the Seeker Foundation, and everybody around them making those sort of initiatives work. We're really being taken seriously as a sector, and it's important that they're supported through that.
Yeah, the professionalism of it as well. Like Gwyn, 4 years ago, getting that role and just being there full time and holding everyone accountable. Like, this is where we want to go. That's what we need to do. Are we still doing that?
He's got to hold people accountable.
Yeah,
it's perfect. It's good. It's just straight comms. And that's what you need. You don't need to beat around the bush. It's just straight comms. You achieve goals. Like, beat around the bush, you don't achieve anything. So the direction that we're going is just fantastic. We've just got Hugh come on coordinating marketing coordination. The marketing stuff.
Yeah.
And he's comms and marketing. That's it. He's just finding his feet, getting in the role. Come here this weekend, meeting a lot of people within the industry. I think he came from more of a firearms background and cold flow. But he's getting into the role.
I've heard him saying he's a Topol lad as well. So I think I'm going to have a chat with him shortly and hear what he's got to say about his experience with the NZDA.
So it's all happening. It's really good. There's a few people in the office at the moment, but we're trying to build the association. Like, we need a finance person, all that sort of stuff. So that the board is more of a role, step back, it's governance, and you can direct what's happening with the CEO and hopefully the finance manager at some stage, comms person, all that jazz needs to come together. And it's just about building a more professional image, and it's come leaps and bounds in the last 4 years. Like, it's just amazing from where we're at to what we've done. Like, the achievements are huge. With this change of government now, it's going to be good for us in a way, but it's also going to mean that there's a lot of work.
I was going to say the pressure rises because you might have the opportunity, but then you've got to go and deliver on it,
That's it. And it's just like getting that work through, making sure that the right decisions are made so that we're thinking about the future and things like that.
It's definitely a long way and a different feeling from 2020. Pulling up in your car at West Auckland, driving over the bridge, making a lot of noise, and up Queen Street making a lot of noise.
That was an interesting one. It's just obviously that was maybe a bit of a start of it. I don't know.
I just remember that we all met up at the Domain at the end, and it was just like a bit of a deflated feeling. Oh gosh, I think that again back to accountability. That sort of put the fire up a lot of people to go, well, what are we actually doing about it?
The media just didn't want to know about that. I tried. I seriously bit the drum. They were all contacted. They all knew about it. They all knew, they all knew about the good outcomes, and they got the full brief on what was going on, but just weren't interested. The best bit was there was a Labour Party rally on Queen Street that day as we drove past. And we had the fully mounted tar on someone's trailer. And
the blokes in front of me that had their motorbikes, like my daughter had fallen asleep over the Harbour Bridge, and then we got into Queen Street and they started letting rip on their motorbikes and mock her up. So what's going on?
I remember going up Queen Street and we were in the first sort of 10 cars and people seeing the signs and like, what's a tar?
Yeah.
And then there's a trailer and you're like, it looks like that. Fully mounted tar just on the trailer. It's great. It's great.
No, bloody good. Callum, thanks so much for coming back on the podcast, and exciting stuff for NZDA.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Cheers.